Watching Slingshot The Podcast, the misunderstood voice, the culture's power. Today's episode is entitled, They Don't Care About Us. And that's that 1996 Michael Jackson hit off of the History album. Y'all remember that?
That was a good one.
No. All I want to say is that they don't give a about us.
Now, you can hear this. I am joined in studio today with troublemakers.
Hey.
Co-host with the most, Charles Gregory's in the building.
Hey.
And special guest, Tisha Crippen. Special guest. Happy to have her.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Tisha. All right, here we go. Tell me what has become of my rights. Am I invisible because you ignore me? Your proclamation promised me free liberty now. That's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Prophetic.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Rest in peace to Mike.
Rest in peace. It's 30 years later almost.
Wow.
30 years later.
Oh, man.
Well, we have a lot to talk about in this episode.
We lost some greats.
We have lost some greats. 2025 took a lot of people.
Really did. Yeah.
2025 took a lot of people.
2022. Yeah. 2021.
So here we are today, and we're talking about They Don't Care About Us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be kind of similar to the episode that we had that you both enjoyed, which is the WTF episode.
Yeah.
What the is going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the
Are we
like,
doing, right?
What the
are we doing?
Yeah. She
Yeah.
see?
Tisha knows because she's the editor of Slingshot The Podcast.
Hey.
So she knows what we're really saying back
I
here when
know.
the cameras aren't rolling.
I don't feel like editing that part out.
What the Yo, when you do it, put the slingshot over my mouth.
Okay,
I'm
I
saying,
can do
what
that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I should do that. That's a good idea.
Well, we want to talk this episode a little bit about what's happening in this moment as it relates to ICE and the detainment of people,
Yeah.
the illegal, I don't even know what to say at this point about ICE and what is happening. I know this, it should be illegal,
Bullying.
all the things that are happening.
Yeah.
And I know we have some attorney generals of various states who are saying that this is illegal and we should be capturing them and putting them on film so that one day they can be prosecuted for these crimes of humanity in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll say this. There's that famous quote from a pastor, I think it was a German Lutheran pastor, who said, first they came for the communist, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist. Then they came for the socialist, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. And it goes on. And to the point where who's left, who's going to speak out for the least of these at the end of the day? So that's what we want to talk about here today. And I have two people with me that can talk and talk and talk. So we're going to get right into it and jump right into it because there's a lot of things happening as it relates to what is going on with ICE and the shenanigans.
Yeah.
And they really in here like, who gonna check me, boo?
I know.
And a lot of people don't know he got rid of all those people who could check him.
Right.
All those checks and balances, all those offices, ethics
Yes.
that follow, that hold everybody accountable, who investigate wrong.
Yes.
All those people are gone.
Yes.
Gone.
Gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me start here because I read an article the other day that said more than 170 U.S. citizens have been picked up or detained by ICE since they started going through neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And shout out to Senator Blumenthal. I mean, he's out of Connecticut. He shouted it out, but it is like alarming. And they're like, we need people to start watching what ICE is doing.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, it's like they don't have any check and balances. I don't know who they report to.
No one.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. They don't have, like, shout out to our boys in blue, right? When we talk about all police aren't bad, right? When we have people who follow a blueprint or follow laws and policy they have a structure to which they have to follow to the T, which is the reason why you even have, say, for example, the internal affairs. You have checks and balances, right? With ICE, I don't know what protocols they have, and maybe that's my lack of research, but I don't know any, like, who do they report to? Like, what's the rule book?
Department of Homeland Security is who they report to, but as you mentioned, the checks and balances are all out of whack right now.
Like, what is?
They are all out of whack. And shout out to Indivisible, because they are literally training people to go watch and document what ICE is doing. Like, they are allowing everyday citizens to be able to get a proper training to go, and you don't have to get all crazy involved or anything. You can just go and document by hand, by video, by camera, whatever. Some people want to get involved a little bit more than that. You can, but we have to, if they're not going to hold them accountable, we have to.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason why after World War II that there were so many Nazis who were held accountable for their crimes. Now, some say, oh, you can't associate this with Nazis. Well, I'm just saying.
Why can't you?
I'm just saying in this moment, we do need to document who it is that is causing this chaos, who is illegally detaining people. There was a man out of Chicago just the other day who had bones broken by ICE because he was doing exactly what you said, documenting what they're doing. And so they take offense to this. And when you have people, just random people on the street, trying to look out for their neighbors and saying, what are you doing here? And they say, get out of my face, leave, go away. I mean, the woman out of New York.
Yeah. She gave them the business. She definitely gave them the business. And I think other people need to stand up just as she did. I mean, she gave them the business so much where, you know, they just like pushing her in the elevator, like, just go. She was like, no.
None of this smoke.
She don't want that smoke, right? Yeah. They was like, no, just go down. She was like, no. You wanted to talk to me. Let's have a conversation. They was like, no, get in. Oh, just go, just leave. You know. But she, you know, they was like, you know, she angry. Well, yeah, of course I'm angry. We all angry.
Right.
The things that you're doing. I mean, it's a gross miscarriage of justice. They are being not only detained, but again, there's no protocols. It's literally like, even the way that they don't even question to a degree. They just go. I just don't. It doesn't translate. I just don't understand
It's barbaric. I mean, they went in an apartment building full of African Americans, took the kids outside, diapers, people naked, zip tying families. Like, these are clearly American-born citizens, but they don't care because this isn't about immigration.
Yeah, and even the way that they detain you, they're not doing it correctly. Like how they restrain and detain, they're not even.
Cruelty's the point, right? Isn't cruelty always been the point?
Sure.
Yes.
Cruelty has always been the point.
100%. Yeah.
And the conspiracy, I'm gonna say conspiracy because I personally haven't seen evidence about it, but these people are Proud Boy recruits. Some of them, they might not even be ICE. I mean, it's not that hard to get you a uniform and slap that thing on your arm. I don't know what an ICE proper uniform is supposed to be.
No, ironically, that's interesting because there was this gentleman. A lot of people say he was impersonating an officer and was literally violating these young guys. It blew my mind to see the type of treatment that, I mean, is the shriek that these young men were giving because they were so terrified. It just blew my mind. I mean, so much so, I don't usually post stuff like that. I posted it on my page. I couldn't believe it. I had a officer comment on the page like, he's definitely not an officer. But he was acting like that he was, you know. And so I'm sure there's a lot of quote unquote ICE agents doing the exact same thing. And then why are you covering your face?
Yeah.
The whole thing is weird.
Because TikTok will find you.
The same reason the KKK used to cover their face, but they don't do that anymore.
Facts.
But I'll say this. So we started off by saying that 170 U.S. citizens have been detained by ICE agents. What would you do if you are on the ground in Philadelphia and an ICE agent jumps out of his car and approaches you and says, I'm here to take you away? What is your next best move?
I got a license to carry. You're not a cop. I mean, I don't know if you're in person. I need to see ID. You come at me with a gun and all that. I mean, it might be a problem. Just saying.
There hasn't been a lot of that, though.
Yeah,
there hasn't been a lot of that.
I know.
Because they know they are targeting like
certain people
who can't
bullying.
Defend themselves like that. They
bullying.
aren't that strong in a sense, right? They're scared.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably be scared. I'll probably stand there and be looking at them like, what? I probably if I come to my senses, I probably will pull out my ID. And if that's not good enough, I'm gonna let them take me away. I'm not fighting them. You ain't finna throw me and nope. Right. Where we going? All right, let's roll. Because at the end of the day, like I just got a whole bunch of other stuff on my side where I'm like, you know what? This is the journey.
Yeah.
And my ancestors, they handled it. I'll be all right.
Yeah. This whole thing is just really, really weird, and I just can't put my finger on. I feel like they just hiring anyone and saying, just go get X, Y, and Z. No training, no anything. Here go a gun. Here go a...
But they're getting bonoses.
Oh, my
Right?
goodness.
They're getting bonuses. Yeah. They're getting sign-on bonuses. They have quotas to reach. I think I'm with you, Tisha. I think I would be so shocked if someone approached me in that way and said, let me see your ID and prove that you're a citizen. I think I'd be so shocked that I think I would comply because I'd be so shocked about it. And I know I have the proof. But at the same time, this isn't 1850, and I don't need to show my walk-around papers.
Like I said, I mean, certain people are not going to back down.
Right.
You know, and so whatever happens. I don't condone any type of violence. The violence that they are putting on the citizens. I mean, the thing is, right, just because, quote unquote, you don't have papers, that's what America was founded on, like immigrants, right? And so they're calling you illegal alien. It was, I think I just seen a clip where the mayor, was he a mayor?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was
Shout out to my man from Chicago, the mayor of Chicago. Yes. He's killing them. Yeah. Keep doing your thing.
Yeah. He was like, you just call it what you want to call it. That was interesting.
I'm not gonna call them an alien.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Illegal aliens. Like it's like nobody's from outer space. I get it. I just want somebody to explain it to me why. I mean, we did an episode where we was like, what did we do?
Yeah.
What
did we ever do to you?
What did we ever do to you? I just want to know why people are so angry.
Right.
I need to know.
Especially when it seems like the world has been handed to them.
Yes.
And they're still angry about it.
It's
When you are on your way to become a trillionaire, like Elon Musk is, he's on his way to become a trillionaire. He will be our first trillionaire.
Wow.
So when you're on your way to become a trillionaire, what are you upset about?
Yeah, it's nothing.
What is upsetting for you?
That you have so much money. Now you mad that you have so much money.
Too much money?
Yeah.
Too much money you'll never be able to spend. That no one in your whole future generations will never be able to spend. Okay, we're going to come right back because we're all getting heated a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Stick around. We'll be right back. You're watching Slingshot the Podcast. This is more than just a podcast. This is a movement to inspire and motivate and mobilize. This is for those whose voices have been unheard, misunderstood, undervalued, and underserved. We're going to talk about sports, culture, entertainment, and we're going to use this to build power in our communities. Welcome back. You're watching Slingshot the Podcast, and today's episode is entitled, They Don't Care About Us. So I'm going to lift something up. And that is the commentary that I'm hearing as a leader of an organization that does lots of voter registration, civic education, and engagement.
Some amazing work. Shout out to your team.
Thank
you.
They
do some amazing work.
Thank you. New Pennsylvania Project.
Yeah.
We are coming across people in this moment who voted for change. And when they voted for change, they voted typically against the political party they usually vote for. And there are so many in this moment who are saying they are getting what they deserved. And so I want to talk about that because there is a large contingency of people who voted for an administration thinking it was going to help their pockets, help their pocketbooks, and it has turned into something very chaotic for them. So we always talk about voting for your best interest. And the number one issue in this country right now is affordable housing. So you have people who voted for who they thought was going to provide affordable housing for them, who's going to make sure they could pay their utility bills, make sure they'd be able to go to the grocery store and afford food for their kids. So now we have those who did that now saying, I made a mistake. And you have some who are like, I'm not here for your mistake, and you're going to live with this mistake, and you voted for this. So what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's collateral consequences for a lot of things. It's just the truth. Like, I think when you were just saying that, I was thinking about my ancestors. Like in 64, what do you think people were saying in 64? Like, those freedom fighters, those were high school students and college students who were dropping out of school. Those weren't grown-ups. You know, like, a lot has to happen before anything happens. And so, yeah, we all may have made some votes that were against our own interests, but now you got to do what you got to do to survive.
So do you think it's right for people to say, you voted for this? Nah.
I'm a FAFO.
Break that down for whoever doesn't know what that stands for.
F around and find out. And we finna F around and find out the consequences to our actions and our decisions, or lack thereof.
And we're in the find out stage for some. Some are finding out right now.
They're going to find out the hard way. And in the meantime, we just got to take care of our own people.
And it's not just like Latinos, right? Like the assumption is just Latino folks we're talking about. But there's a huge contingency of Haitian Americans, Haitian immigrants, right? Caribbean folks from all over.
Yeah, I didn't hear the statistics of like Haitian and Caribbean folks who, maybe I should take out Caribbean, but I didn't see a heavy interest of them in support of Donald Trump and voting for Donald Trump. I didn't see that. I did, however, see very vocally our Hispanic brethren, you know, that was in support of Donald Trump. And so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just say you got to cash the check now, you know. And it's a shame because the circle of people I'm around that are like Hispanic, like the Latinx and Afro-Latina and you know, the Boricua, like those really, strongly connected to community. That group, they did not vote for him at all. I mean, you're talking about the independent media folks. You're talking about the documentarians. You're talking about the journalists. You're talking about, and I think of Vanessa that comes to mind. I mean, very, very active. Shout out to Vanessa and Philly Cam and the people that independent media and that group of cohort. But we have to, I want to walk on this fine line of there's a huge group of people that didn't vote for him, that identifies as that. So I don't know. It was just weird to see the overwhelming support. It wasn't just I support him. It was like a pump the fist support.
Yeah,
and that was weird to me. Yeah,
and it was like this disconnect. It felt like it's like, do you know he is talking? Like, do you hear what he's saying about you and your people? What's happening here? And a lot of that is like culture. Colorism, I think has a lot to do with that within that community. And they've assimilated some of those folks and they're like, that's not me. I'm not them.
Yeah. Or they're like, my folks came in the right way.
Right.
So why can't that?
Look, a lot of them was like, look, I work really hard to understand the culture, understand where I am. I took the test to be here. I work really hard. I got my family over here. Why should someone else just be able to come over on a boat or however you come and reap all of the benefits that, I'm getting now that I worked hard to get. But again, it wasn't those people. Those type of people wasn't the people who were strongly on the side of, like I said, the whole thing was like more caricature-esque. Like it was, I don't get it.
Well, this is all by design, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all by design. Because
Right.
if you can spread the misinformation and disinformation, and if you can get one group to hate another group, what is that quote? Then you can pick the pocket. This is Johnson.
Right,
Lyndon
that's
B.
right.
Johnson's quote.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Then you can, make what you want it to be. This is all by design.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
by design.
Yeah.
All right.
We know that though. We know that.
Yeah.
We know that. Yeah. They wag the dog a lot. As they say, wag the dog. Yeah.
Well, these are interesting times that we're living in,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to continue to do what we can do. But, we have to support our folks of color out here in this moment. I do. I believe that. People make mistakes. Hopefully they don't make the mistake twice or 3 times, because some made it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the 3rd time is the charm for some,
Yeah.
but you never know.
Yeah.
Never know. You never know. I mean, we're coming up on 250 years, they said.
Yeah.
You know what happened at 250? Regimes change, countries change, the political system, everything changes historically, and, I think folks are ready for like that drastic level of change, honestly.
It's happening now.
I think people are ready.
Yeah, it's happening now. The drastic. What is more drastic than the president that we have in office now? Yeah?
The unfortunate part is that Americans haven't really, in a long time, we haven't really felt that big shift. You know what I mean? Like, and the folks who did experience that shift, I'm going to go back to the 60s, 64.
Yeah.
When you were of age in 64, they kind of, some of them still here and maybe not. So a lot of us don't remember what it was like for dogs to bite on us to be able to go vote. But in and police pranks, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got there yet.
Bombing schools and
Like,
having to be bust into. Yeah.
Like, we there's,
100%.
and so then take what happened then and translate it into what that looks like in 2026.
Yeah.
What does that look like in 2020? Ain't no more, it should be worse.
It's
right?
a test right now. It's like, what can I get away with?
Yeah.
What is acceptable? What will the American people put up with?
Mm-hmm.
What is the final straw? When is it?
Yeah.
When do we see enough?
When's
Because
the ceiling?
we knew,
What's the ceiling?
right?
Yeah.
It was seeing the body of Emmett Till, right? It was seeing the body of Emmett Till in that casket as a
in
teenage
peace to
boy,
him.
bloated.
On the front page.
On the front
Yeah,
page
fa-
and in
face
Jet
disfigured,
magazine.
yeah.
Shout out to Jet magazine,
Yes.
right? And shout out to Mamie Till.
I was about to say, shout out to mom.
Shout out to Mamie
Yeah,
Till,
yeah.
mom of Emmett Till, for allowing America to see the body
right.
of her baby. For this country to say, now that's not right.
That's right.
And that's what it took.
Yeah.
It took to see the body of Emmett Till. What is it going to take in 2026 for America to say that is enough?
I mean, because they already pushed the limit. And now they desensitize you with social media, and so
we desensitize.
we see and I say this in context, but we see 100 Emmett Tills a day.
Facts.
Yeah.
And so
Facts.
on social media, so now it's just like, oh, that's another. I mean, we look at our folks, at the hands of certain law enforcement agents.
They call it black
yeah,
trauma porn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
black
But
trauma porn.
Yeah.
Trauma
So we
porn.
see a lot of that all the time, and so we become desensitized to, a woman being slammed up against, a wall and thrown in a cop car. We see a lot of Sandra Bland's,
Right.
say her name, right? And so now it's kind of like, oh, here we go again. It's not like, oh my God, the world stops.
Right.
We see it so much.
I don't know what it's going to take, but we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. We're going to come back with our final segment of this episode. And we're going to talk about these mayors. We've got some black women mayors in this country leading big cities. And we want to talk about what it is they're doing in the cities in which they are leading. So we'll be right back. You're watching Slingshot the Podcast, the misunderstood voice, the culture's power, at New Millennium Multimedia Studios. All right, we're back. Welcome to Slingshot the Podcast, and we're rounding out today's episode, and we're talking about what happens to our brown brothers and sisters in this moment in particular that are finding themselves in harm's way as it relates to ICE. And, you know, we're all black up here.
Yeah.
Proud black folks. We come from proud black folks who know how to stretch a dollar.
Yes.
That's a superpower of black people.
I know, that's right.
It's a superpower of black people. So we are used to the chaos. We are used to going without. We are used to providing what it is that our families need.
That's right.
Making a way out of no way. I think that's some lyrics from a TV show.
Listen.
Right? So we know what that is like. And we were just talking here during the break and saying that maybe it's going to take for the rest of the country to kind of learn this lesson in order for us to bring some change.
It's a lot of people who are on our side, and I say our side, liberals, allies, and it drives me crazy when they're like, oh my God, I can't believe I never saw this coming. I can't believe this is happening. And we just sitting there looking at them like, are you serious right now? Can't believe this happened. This has been happening to my people since we laid foot on this continent. It never stopped.
Right.
So the idea that you think something's just now happening and you don't know what we're going to do, I'm going to need you to go open up your history book one more time. Go read that white fragility book one more time, something, because this is the game.
Yeah.
And we've been playing it for over 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were saying during the break that it really is going to take for white folks in this country to maybe experience what it is like to be black in America for a moment, or be Latino in America for a moment.
Feel the sting.
To really feel this.
Mm-hmm.
I say that also keeping in mind that we alluded to speaking about some of these black women mayors that we have in this country in this moment, who finding them at the precipice of incredible things. I think about DC's Mayor Bowser. She was the first mayor who had to deal with the deployment of the National Guard. What did you all think about how she handled that situation?
Well, I'm from the DMV. Yeah, shout out to PG County. I think the people had her back. Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if she had a lot of power in that situation, and I feel like the people knew that, and we had her back. We were, like, saying when ICE was coming in the hoods, like, we're not having none of this. You know, I just feel for that sister. She's had it hard. That city's had it hard.
Well, some will say she didn't fight enough. They'll say that she was, cowering to whatever it is that Donald Trump wanted her to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they removed the Black Lives Matter sign off the ground there on the road.
Mm-hmm.
She allowed for the deployment. She seemed like she was welcoming it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's different. DC's a little different.
Yeah.
It's the District of Columbia. They're not a state.
Right.
So it is a little different there. But here we are in Philadelphia. In the Philadelphia area.
I will say, too, however, we don't know, especially where she at, we don't know how much they was twisting her arm, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, she right in D.C. So, I mean, she right next to the gentleman that's the president, right? And so, I mean, that's really close. So we don't know what type of, push that may have been happening.
And I feel like they did try to take advantage of her in some of these other cities because let's face it, they did have high crime issues. And the crime is going down. They've been improving.
Can't deny
but
it.
They were still having a lot of crime. And so some of those people, you might have heard them say, oh, well, we need the help.
Right.
They might have needed the help. It's just how you doing it.
But the troops came in and they started raking leaves.
Exactly.
They were raking leaves. They weren't really helping with it. And I'll say this, the crime rates had been going down already without the need to deploy the National Guard. Same thing in the city of Philadelphia. Crime rate has historically low in some areas.
Yeah. I mean, I was seeing reports from, live interviews from the street of people who look like me saying, like, I'm glad that they here. I feel safe. Like, they should have been here earlier, which, that's the people, right? And I guess how they feel has merit, right? And so I think we need to understand what is the mentality that's going on down there. Like, how do they really feel? The people that's on the street, like, what is it that you see is comforting for you to see that particular demographic of law enforcement that's roaming the street? Why does that feel safe to you?
So I'll ask you, you're the only person here that lives in Philadelphia.
Excuse me.
Would seeing National Guard on the streets of Philadelphia make you feel more safe?
No, not me. I mean, not me. Absolutely not. You know, we don't want to see Philly the way Philly is, right? No.
That's the F around to find out.
Yeah,
we are the F around and find out.
Yeah, I think that not me. Maybe Miss Johnson though, right? And that's the thing, right? As a guy, I mean, maybe his ego, maybe his pride, maybe this hyper masculine stuff, right? You know, I mean, I feel scared with the cops. I feel scared with some of my own folk, right? So it's kind of like, okay. But Miss Johnson that, you know, keeps having to, you know, peek out her window because she's hearing gunshots. You know, I think of, you know, the incident that happened in Grace Ferry when they had a shootout. You know, 3 doors down was Miss Johnson's, and how did she feel having to, you know, jump, you know, move her cane and get on the floor? Like, you know, I'm sure that she would feel, I wish we had more, you know, surveillance and presence of safety being what she believed is safe, which would be people of law enforcement. You know,
could we flip that though,
yeah, sure.
right? Because I don't think that people want to see more law enforcement. I think people want to see safer communities. And you get safer communities when you take care of mental health. You get safer communities when the folks are fed.
Yeah, but I put it in context, right? It's always in context because we already know that's false, right? But we also know that, you know, people have a different perception, especially as you get older, right? And so, you know, our elder citizens, you know, our people, I call them, you know, our people of wisdom, you know, our family of wisdom, you know, they're tired of, you know, feeling scared to walk outside just to the car when you're seeing something on the news of the gentleman who I think he was beaten up with like a cone or something like that. I forgot. They hit him over the head with a cone. These 2 young people hit him over the head with a cone, and I believe he died, right? And, you know, they're scared. You know, people are scared, you know, and so that has some merit. Not saying that that's the answer. I'm just saying it's some merit in context.
The feeling is valid, and at the end of the day, we have to hold space for both things.
Yeah.
Like, I think having more presence is going to make our senior citizens and our children who have to walk to school by themselves feel safer. But again, it's how you do it. I'll be the first one to say there are some things that came out of this administration that I agree with. I just didn't like how they did it. I just don't like how you go about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do think other countries should pay us more when we send our goods there.
Yeah.
But I don't think you should jack it up to 130%. You know? Yeah. I don't want people who are coming here and starting stuff and bringing in drugs. I don't want that. I know where fentanyl comes from.
Yeah.
But you can't bomb random boats who coming in the water. You don't know who they are to solve the problem. So it's just like the approach is completely disorganized, chaotic, and mens rea.
Mens rea.
No checks. Mens
rea, yeah, I think I do, however, feel that a lot of like that also becomes a perception because it's a lot of fake news and wagging a dog to make people believe that this is why certain things happen. So I need to come and save y'all because this is where everything is happening from, and that's a lie. Like, you know, but I don't know, man. Like I think that if we continue to be open-minded, because, you know, being what you said, Tish, there's a lot of people that's on the left that would be super mad by what you said. I mean, hell, like a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So, you know, because you said that, again, at the top of the last episode, I said that, You know, you have people literally saying that because you voted a certain way, I'm disowning you, which was wild to hear. You know, and so I think that we need to be open to what would be the best for the community. All of us align in some type of way and know that this is for some type of cause we all need to agree with and push for that. We need a strategy. I've been saying that for a long time.
All right, well, we're not going to solve the ills of the world today.
Why not? We can do it.
Slingshot the podcast is not going to do that today.
Actually,
one
Slingshot the
podcast at a time,
can.
Kadida.
That's right.
We are making a difference.
Yeah, Slingshot can do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Slingshot can do that.
Well, you know, I think we could go on for a lot more.
Yeah. Do you think?
But this episode does have to come to an end.
Why?
Yeah.
No. I'm messing with you.
We still got some more to go.
Yeah, okay.
By the end of the year. So with that, you know, I'm gonna close us out. I'm gonna read some more of these lyrics from "They Don't Care About Us," Michael Jackson.
Prophetic.
All right. Your proclamation promised me free liberty. Now, I'm tired of being the victim of shame. They're throwing me in a class with a bad name. I can't believe this is the land from which I came. You know I really do hate it to say it. The government don't want to see it. But if Roosevelt was living, he wouldn't let this be. All right. Michael Jackson, rest in peace. And we wish all of you out there well and safety. These are different times that we're living in. And if you wondered what you would have done if you were around in the 40s or in the 60s, formative years, it's what you're doing today. So whatever you're doing today to ensure your neighbor is safe is what you would have been doing back in those days. So I hope that you are with the people, power with the people in all ways. And with that, we wish you well, and thank you for watching Slingshot the Podcast, and we'll see you again. I'm Kadida Kenner, and you're watching Slingshot the Podcast, the misunderstood voice, the culture's power.